Assalamu alaikum. 6 p.m. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Aisha Ghazi. First, the headlines. Caretaker Prime Minister has sent a formal summary to the President to summon National Assembly session on Monday. Election Commission has cleared senior politicians including Imran Khan, Maulana Fazlur Rahman and Ayaz Sadiq of charges of violating Electoral Code of Conduct after they tendered apologies. Foreign Office says India carried out more than 1,400 ceasefire violations on line of control and working boundary this year. Chairman All Parties Hurriyat Conference has urged UN Secretary General to intervene for resolution of Kashmir dispute. In Yemen, at least 43 people were killed in Saudi-led coalition's airstrikes in northern Sada province today. Now the news in detail. Caretaker Prime Minister Nasrul Mulk has formally forwarded a summary to the President to summon the session of the National Assembly on Monday. On the first day of the session, the newly elected members of the National Assembly will take oath of their office. This will be followed by the elections of the Speaker and the Deputy Speaker and then the Leader of the House. The Governor Khyber Pakhtunkhwa has summoned the session of the newly elected Provincial Assembly in Peshawar on Monday at 10 a.m. The MPAs-elect will take oath of their offices. The Assembly will also elect Speaker and Deputy Speaker of the House and Chief Minister of the province. The Election Commission has issued notifications of PTI Chief Imran Khan's victory in the general election in 3 National Assembly constituencies after decision in a pending case of violation of Code of Conduct against him. Earlier, the Commission had notified Imran Khan as a winner in NA 35 Bannu, NA 95 Miawali and NA 243 Karachi. Today, the Election Commission cleared Imran Khan of the charges of violation of Code of Conduct, accepting his apology. Meanwhile, in the light of the Supreme Court's order in a case of recounting in NA 131 Lahore, the Election Commission has also issued notification of Imran Khan's victory in that constituency. The Election Commission has cleared PTI Chief Imran Khan, PTI Leader Pervez Khattak, JUIF Chief Maulana Fazlur Rahman, and PMLN Leader Ayaz Sadiq of the charges of violating Code of Conduct during their election campaigns after they tendered apologies. A 4-member commission headed by Chief Election Commissioner retired Justice Sardar Mohammad Reza announced its reserved verdicts in the cases today. The Commission warned these politicians not to use foul language in future. Earlier today, Ayaz Sadiq and Pervez Khattak tendered their apologies to the Commission for using indecent language during election campaign. Maulana Fazlur Rahman and Imran Khan had already submitted their apologies. In the case pertaining to violation of secrecy of ballot against Imran Khan, Counsel Babar Awan submitted a written reply explaining that secrecy of ballot was not violated deliberately by his client. Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf leader Pervez Khattak has dispelled the impression of any grouping or differences in the party, saying the party leadership is fully united. Talking to media persons in Islamabad today, he said the party leaders will accept every decision of PTI Chief Imran Khan. Pervez Khattak requested media to refrain from negative propaganda about the party. Pakistan has drawn attention of the world community towards Indian attempts to change demography of occupied Kashmir to preempt the outcome of any future plebiscite. In his weekly briefing in Islamabad today, Foreign Office spokesperson Dr. Muhammad Faisal said, despite rampant Indian state terrorism, Kashmiris in the held territory observed a complete strike against attempts to abrogate Article 35A in an effort to strip Kashmiris of their permanent resident status. He said Indian forces carried out more than 1,400 ceasefire violations along the line of control and the working boundary this year, resulting in martyrdom of 30 innocent civilians and injuring 121 others. Referring to growing Pak-Russia relations, Dr. Muhammad Faisal said the two countries have been successful in building a strong partnership based on mutual respect, commonality of interests, and convergence of views on important regional and global issues. Director General PBC Shafqat Jalil has said Radio Pakistan is playing an important role to promote music and culture of Pakistan. He said this while inaugurating musical event titled Bolti Sham at Pakistan Broadcasting House in Islamabad this evening. This is Radio Pakistan. AJK President Sardar Masood Khan says concrete steps are being taken for the promotion of tourism, development of infrastructure, and improving education and health services. Addressing a public gathering at Chandala in district Rawalkot today, he said government is spending huge funds for socio-economic uplift of people and overcoming unemployment. Sardar Masood Khan said funds would also be provided for building of government boys' high schools and girls' intermediate college at Chandala. Chairman of All Parties Hurriyat Conference Syed Ali Gilani has urged UN Secretary General to intervene for resolution of Kashmir dispute in accordance with the aspirations of Kashmiri people. In a statement in Srinagar today, Gilani also appealed to United Nations Commission on Human Rights to take cognizance of the plight of detainees lodged in different Indian jails. In a statement, Kashmir Bar Association urged International Committee of Red Cross and other human rights organizations to send their teams to see the plight of Dukhtarane Millat chairperson Asiya Andarabi and her associates Nahida Nasreen and Fahmida Sufi languishing in Delhi's Tihar jail. In Afghanistan, dozens of bodies of Afghan soldiers have been found in a military base attacked by Taliban militants in Uruzgan province last week. The district governor Faiz Muhammad said, "We have transported 40 bodies from the area so far and a number of security forces were still missing." No comment was immediately available from a Taliban spokesman. In Yemen, at least 43 people, mostly children, were killed when two Saudi-led coalition airstrikes hit buses in northern Sada province today. The head of Sada Health Office, Yahya Shayem, said incident occurred in Dayan Popular Market and mostly killed pupils are under 10 years of age. Head of delegation for International Committee of Red Cross in Yemen said 64 people were also injured in the incident. Meanwhile, Saudi-led coalition fighting Houthi group in Yemen said its airstrikes in Sada were aimed at missile launchers used to attack Jizan industrial city in southern Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia has reassured Canada on oil supply despite a row over jailed activists in Saudi Kingdom. In a statement, Energy Minister Khalid Al-Falih said Saudi Arabia has a firm and long-standing policy that petroleum supplies are not influenced by political consideration. He said current diplomatic crisis between two countries will not impact relations with its customers in Canada. China has accused the United States of a mobster mentality to implement additional tariffs on its goods. In an editorial official newspaper, China Daily warned that Beijing has all the necessary means to fight back. It said China continues to do its utmost to avoid a trade war, but in face of US ever greater demand for protection money, China has no chance but to fight back. Russia says new US sanctions on it are illegal under international law. Speaking to reporters on a conference call, Kremlin spokesman Peskov said US move is absolutely unfriendly, but said Moscow continues to hope that for an improvement in battered US-Russia relations. And finally, the weather. Mainly hot and humid weather is likely to persist in most parts of the country during the next 24 hours. However, rain thundershower with gusty winds is expected at isolated places in Gujranwala, Lahore divisions, Kashmir and its adjoining hilly areas. And that is the end of the news. For more news and analyses, log in onto our website radio.gov.pk and also watch live video streaming of our bulletins on the link facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News Official.